What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Charles Talks Tech. Got another build coming for you right here. Ignore the B450 box right there. That's just kind of holding it up. I've actually got it's a mini ITX board. I think it's a B450 gaming obviously, plus AC. It's got Wi-Fi, everything on it. Got a RX 5600 XT, 16 gigs of RAM, Ryzen 2600. Obviously, going to be building in the 7 Hero fish tank case. Excited about this one because it's a little bit of a different case. I think it's a 600 watt power supply. We'll go over the parts list in just a moment. But yeah, let's get this build started. Like and subscribe if you are enjoying this content. And let me know down in the comments below what y'all'd like to see in the next build. So starting off with the motherboard, like I said, ignore this box here. I'm just going to be using this box to build on. But here we have the B450i Gaming Plus AC board. It is a AM4 mini ITX. As you can see, it's actually super tiny. This was just a board that I got a pretty good deal on. I think I paid like $50 for it. So pretty nice there. CPU wise, I can never get this to focus because the way my light is in the room that I'm in, but that is the Ryzen 2600. I think I paid about $40 on eBay with this. I got the stock AMD cooler with it. I've already cleaned all the thermal paste and everything off. I actually took this thing apart because it was kind of dirty, but yeah, we got that ready to go. For storage, just going to be rocking a Gen 3 1 terabyte M.2 SSD. Pretty nice there. I think I got this for maybe like 50 bucks. Can't remember, but maybe 40 bucks, something like that. Probably just the cheapest SSD that was on Amazon at the time. For RAM, we're going to be going with the T-Force Vulcan Z 16 gigs, 3200 megabit speed. So once again, probably at the time was the cheapest RAM kit on Amazon. For the power on this thing, just going to be running I thought it was a 650 watt, but it's actually just a 500 watt PSU 80 plus bronze from Eris Gaming. I don't honestly remember what I paid for this. If I had to guess, probably like 50 bucks. Yeah, nice. Last but not least, the powerhouse that'll be running the games here. I've got a ASRock. I think this is the Challenger. Yeah, Challenger model. It is a RX. So let me get that in frame. RX 5600 XT. I'm trying to get it to focus, but I got this off of eBay for I want to say like 90 bucks plus 10 or 15 shipped. So not the greatest deal in the world, but not bad. If you remember when I opened this up, it came with a clip that is for a mining rig, and when I went back and read the description of it, the guy pretty much said he mined crypto with this. It was really weird. I took it apart off camera and reapplied thermal paste to it. It wasn't bad, but there was some kind of white, I don't know if you can still see a little bit of it in here. I tried to clean as much as I can. It wasn't dirt. It was almost like a powder. So I don't know what he had going on with his mining rigs, but that was really strange. It was a white powder. I'm not a huge fan of these Challenger cards. This is the first one that I've used, but I don't like that the back plate doesn't completely cover the fins. The back plate doesn't cover the aluminum fins, and then the fan shroud kind of feels, I guess, cheesy is the only word I can think, but we're going to test it out. 5600 XT, I believe it's a 6 gig model, so a little bit low on the VRAM, but for the budget build that we're building here, obviously with the Ryzen 2600, it's not going to be bad. So I'm going to throw on some music, kind of probably just turn the speed up on this build, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll see y'all when it's time for the benchmarks. So there's actually something about this case I've kind of never ran into. I was kind of trying to find some reviews on it, but it comes with this LED. Let me see if I can light that up. I know I got my headlamp on. I told y'all I'm old. I have this LED switch 2-pin connector, but it doesn't actually go to the motherboard anywhere. Based off of the review that I was watching from Zach's Tech Turf, you just don't need to use it essentially. It's supposed to go into a hub, but the case doesn't come with a hub, and I don't have a spare hub laying around. The other thing that I've kind of realized, and I might have to figure it out as I'm finishing up with this build, is I don't see anywhere for the power, like the fans to get power. So I'm gonna have to see when I go to turn this on if the case fans even spin up, because I've checked through here. There's no SATA connection, there's no Molex connector, there's no just basically there's no connector on here. There's this 4-pin here, but it doesn't. This is just a daisy chain your lights together. I may have to find a way to get power to these fans, but that's something that I'll kind of check out when I go to boot it up and see if the case fans even spin, because as far as right now goes, I don't know exactly how they're even going to get power, and this I don't know if I'm going to be able to change the colors of the lights, and that's going to be kind of Bunzo McGee, but we're going to go ahead. I pulled the GPU out, as you saw earlier, because I kind of got ahead of myself, but I do have everything connected, so I'm going to put the GPU back in, and then we're going to see if we can get a test boot on this thing. Okay, so I've got it plugged in. I guess we're just gonna kind of see. Let's see if I smoke this board or anything. No juice. Yeah, so the case fans don't spin up. I see my CPU fan spinning, my GPU fan spinning, but case fans are not spinning up. So I need to look into that and see how they're supposed to get power real quick. Okay, we're gonna give this another shot. Basically, all I did was split where it was daisy chained. I don't know if you can see that, and brought it up into the motherboard system fan header, because like I said, I mean, I don't know how they were supposed to be getting power, but let's see if that takes care of my issue. Let's go ahead and plug this back in, turn it back on, and now let's see if we get some fans. There's our fans spinning up. So our fans now have power. Unfortunately, there's no lights to them, so I might end up having to get a hub to be able to get some lights going. But for now, I do have so I bought just a 500 gig SSD to let me go ahead and power this down before it tries to boot up. I bought a 500 gig SSD to be able to put some games and stuff on, so that I'm not having to wait. With all the builds I'm doing, I'm having to kind of wait a long time for games to download for me to bench test. So obviously, smartened up a little bit. I'm going to actually download the games onto this 500 gig SSD, but I have the M.2 in there, obviously. So let me go ahead, see if we get into a post, get Windows done and everything, and then we'll get into some bench tests, some benchmarks, and I guess I'm gonna have to figure something out to be able to get some lights going though, because I mean, this was a fun case to build in. Reading the reviews though, and basically watching a couple of reviews on it, apparently I'm glad I had an ITX board, because most ATX, micro ATX case boards don't actually even fit in this case. So I'm not sure that I'd be able to recommend this case to anybody, especially somebody that's newer, that doesn't really know how to do things. Like I said, the case fans didn't even have a SATA connection, so that's a little strange. I don't have a ARGB 3-pin on this board, of course, so I'm gonna have to figure something out for lights. But let me go ahead and get Windows installed so I can get to some benchmarking. Alright, so to solve the dilemma of the PC case not having any RGB lighting on the fans, I actually had another ITX board here that has a RGB header. Where's it at? Oh, it's up here at the top. Right here, it actually has an RGB header. So this is another ITX board that I kind of had just laying around. Oh, I don't even know if you can see that. I am using my headlamp still. It's getting pretty late. I'm trying to get this build knocked out. But it has a 3-pin ARGB header, so I'm going to be able to use that to be able to get the case fans to work. So still the same Ryzen 2600, 16 gigs of RAM. The M.2 is down here now instead of the back of the board, like on that other motherboard. So I've already got the I/O shield swapped. I'm gonna go ahead and get this installed now, and let me see if I can kind of adjust this camera a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and get the I/O shield, or I've already got the I/O shield swapped. I'm gonna go ahead, throw this board in, get everything put back together, retest, make sure our RGB lights are working, and maybe finally be able to get this build finished up. Okay, so now we should be able to power her back up and see some lights. Let me turn my headlamp off. See some RGB going on in the back there. That's what I like to see, baby. That's what I like to see, baby. Let's go ahead and get some, oh, those have infinity mirrors. That's dope. Let's go ahead and get to some bench testing. I'll show you all the front of this later, but it has infinity mirrors in the fans, so it's actually really cool looking. But yeah, let's go ahead and test out some games. All right, time to get into some benchmarking. I've got to say, I really like the Radeon software here. I'm able to kind of peek everything here without having to download MSI Afterburner. I seem to be locked on 60 frames. I'm not sure if that's because I'm just in the menu. I don't see anywhere to unlock frame rate, but as you can see, the settings are all basically, this is Apex Legends, by the way. Settings are all basically low, just because obviously in shooters I'm trying to get the most amount of FPS, but you're going to see me speed up just the gameplay. Obviously not here to judge the gameplay, but I do like this software that it shows my CPU temps sitting around 67 Celsius, not bad. 60% utilization, 55, 56 on the GPU temperatures, and utilization is going to bounce around as we get into the games. If the FPS seems to be locked because I'm playing on a 60 hertz monitor, I may have to figure out how to unlock it because obviously I want to see the best FPS I can get in here. And then it also shows my 99th percent FPS. I think that's 1% lows. I could be wrong about that. I've never used this software instead of MSI Afterburner, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. I'm going to cut until I'm into the game, and like I said, it'll just be kind of sped up with some music behind it. So yeah, let's check it out. Alright, so not too bad. Looks like we averaged roughly about 144 frames per second. I didn't really look at the 99th, but that wasn't too bad. I did enjoy, obviously, having an abandon penalty because whatever, I left. But yeah, let's go check out another game right quick. So we're in Call of Duty, just going to be running the balanced preset. Looks like it puts it on FSR1, so we'll kind of see how that looks. Like I said, just running the balanced preset here. We're going to hop into a game of Warzone. Like I said, same thing. It's going to just be some sped up clips of me. Look, as you can see, I haven't even done any of this. It's going to be some sped up gameplay of me playing, so I hope you guys enjoy. Once again, we're not here to judge the gameplay. Just keep an eye on up in the top corner so we can kind of see what FPS is looking like. I need to make sure that I am auto a full FPS that I can get unlocked, I guess is the word I'm looking for. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let's check out how many frames we can get here. So FPS is actually looking pretty good. Of course, it only gives me one teammate, so this game's probably going to be pretty quick, but I seem to be sitting well over 140 very easily, so the game actually seems pretty optimized now. It's Call of Duty, so I know it's not, but it's not bad. So that'll end the Call of Duty test there. It wasn't too bad. Like I said, I set over 160 pretty decently. I'm on a 60 hertz monitor, but in 1080p, 160 hertz, not bad. Let's go ahead and check out a new game that I'll plan on adding into the bench test. So this is a new game that I'm adding to the bench test. It is actually Marvel Rivals. I've never played this game. Obviously, I've heard a lot of people are playing it, so for settings, I'm just gonna basically be going with, I do have frame generation mode on since obviously it's an AMD card, so we're gonna be able to see some nice frames there. AMD FSR, balance mode and resolution, and then on the settings here, I just have it basically set to medium. I'm gonna check it out on medium, see what kind of frames we can get with medium there, but let's get into this and I guess see what this game's about. I've never played this, so I guess we'll see what it's looking like. Don't judge the gameplay. Once again, we're just here for the specs. Let's jump into this game. Okay, well, not really sure what the point of the game is. Pretty fun so far, but it looks like I was averaging about 90 to 100 frames, so not bad, I guess. Maybe if I lowered settings down, a lot of stuff happens while playing the game. Like I said, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be doing, but it looks like it's some type of defense mission, but it's not bad. I like it. It is added to the benchmark. Sorry, I'm trying to not die here. Obviously dying here, but yeah, we'll go ahead and hop up out of here and get this PC buttoned up. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Obviously, I suck at all these games, but yeah, let's hop out of here, button up this PC, and get this thing boxed up. So this PC ended up turning out to be pretty nice, as you can see. It's got the infinity, I think they're called the infinity mirrors on those fans. Obviously, we did run into our little fair share of issues with it. I don't know if I'd end up recommending this case to anybody in the future, but It is finished. It is nice. We got some good gameplays out of it. Very nice specs. 5600 XT, like I said, a Ryzen 2600. So I mean, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Be sure to hit the like button for me, subscribe if you're not subscribed, to catch more builds in the future. And until then, this is Charles Talks Tech. Peace.